The purpose of this video is to share with you West Bloomfield's Instructional Priorities document for the 2013-14 school year as well as the 2014-15 school year. This document has identified the district's collective work and the focus areas as identified. We will also utilize this document to help target our professional learning as well as the fiscal resources to support the identified professional learning. This document also names and defines the instructional priorities for the district, which will help maintain focus as well as to avoid constant add-ons in terms of instructional planning. This document primarily and most importantly will provide a consistent message in terms of our instructional work. Throughout our school district, we will all utilize a common language when talking about our instructional work, and it will serve as an easy reference for all stakeholders. Speaking of stakeholders, this document was developed collaboratively from a variety of stakeholders throughout our district. In order to complete it, we received and are very grateful for the input that we received from teacher leaders, administrators, as well as parents throughout our group. If we look at the document, it starts by focusing on our district-wide protocol for analyzing student data. And as you move, the next focus, and you can see the data protocol piece, the arrows indicate that it embraces all of the work that we do throughout the district. And this particular protocol does give us a common process for analyzing student data, and while it also reinforces the importance of regular data analysis to measure student growth, but to also help us select teaching and learning goals to determine them and to determine the effectiveness of the instructional strategies that we're using throughout our district. As you move to the next portion of the instructional priorities document, student achievement is also at the very top. That is the core of the work that we do throughout the school district. And you'll see in the circled areas, the classroom is reflected. Everything that we do throughout the district must impact and reach the classroom level. If it is not happening for students and teachers, then we're working in vain. So you'll see at the classroom level, we must have rigorous work, and it should focus and help make connections via relationships and relevance for students. There also must be a focus on effective instructional strategies at the classroom level. It's important to maximize instructional time for each student at the classroom level, and it's certainly important to have measurable student growth when you talk about student achievement. Looking further at the document, there's an area that's titled Visible Learning, Research-Based Effective Teaching and Learning Strategies. Again, all of our work throughout the district in terms of teaching and learning should be based on research-based effective strategies. As a school district, we have identified certain broad instructional frames, which are indicated in purple, that are important to us in the West Bloomfield School District. As a learning community, we have identified our work as a professional learning community, and there are many examples of professional learning communities throughout our school district. And we have also indicated that as a learning community and a school district, having an effective RTI system is important to us. And so we're working hard to develop a K-12 response through instruction system, which has multi-tiered systems of support in place for students. Certainly in the West Bloomfield community, AVID is very strong in our secondary schools and has been for a number of years. We lead the county in the work in this area. We're also very excited that we have implemented the school year AVID programs at the elementary level. So in our upper elementary grades 3 through 5, we also have AVID strategies that are in place and evident in the classrooms. Cultures of thinking is another broad instructional frame that is important in our learning community, and certainly Scotch Elementary has been leading the way in this area, but we have several other schools that have begun training, and you see evidence of cultures of thinking strategies throughout their schools. Social and emotional learning is another broad frame that speaks to the importance of having safe learning environments, not only for students, but for staff members as well. And certainly, social justice is another area where West Bloomfield has led the way throughout the county in terms of social justice work throughout our district. If you move to the next section of the instructional priorities document, and this is indicated in blue, and these are the effective instructional practices. These are high-yield strategies that if you walk into any of our West Bloomfield classrooms, that you will see some of these strategies. And we have determined as a learning community, we certainly feel that we're getting the best bang for our buck, so to speak, in terms of the implementation of these strategies. I will not read through each of them, but certainly as you walk in our classrooms, you will see evidence of academic vocabulary. You will see discourse occurring in content areas. We utilize a Read 180 intervention program in our middle schools. Thinking routines in terms of instruction are also very evident. Again, these are high-yield strategies that we want to see, and we do see in many of our classrooms. If you move to the next section of the document, it is the work, the focus, and implementation. This last section, it certainly isn't a complete list, but this is a list where we're doing the work in terms of committees that are active or PLCs that are active. These are the things that we're working on for the remainder of this year and as we move into the next school year. If we look at ELA, for an example, we know that much of our work has focused on our alignment and implementation of the Common Core state standards. We know that that's a similar case in mathematics. So again, I will not read through each content area, but each area indicates where groups and PLCs will focus their efforts in terms of their committee work throughout the next 2 years. And again, finally, the last band on the instructional priorities document lists the continuous school and district improvement. And we know that it is important that we always work in a continuous improvement model so that we're always growing and improving as we all work together to increase student achievement. The goal is to ensure that all stakeholders in the West Bloomfield School District is aware of and can articulate the instructional priorities for our district. We will collectively revise and update this document annually. Thank you for your collaborative efforts in developing this document, but more importantly, thank you for providing exceptional learning experiences for our students.